It's a Sunday morning. I just hit like 30 minutes of the Stairmaster. Just got a little sweat on. It's my rest day. I shouldn't even be in the gym, but it's just become a habit. And just thinking back to the old version of myself when I used to be 270 pounds, I'd probably still be asleep right now if I was still in the same spot as I was, 4 years ago. It's kind of hard to relate to myself from back then because it's been so long and I've completely killed the old version of myself. And that's kind of what you have to do in order to become a whole new person. If you want to, leave the old version of you behind, you have to completely just kill him. Kill the old version of yourself, because if he lingers around, he's still gonna have a chance to, repossess your body, repossess your mind, repossess your habits. And it's just like something so small. I just had to let you know what I was thinking. Now I have the whole day to myself. Could go enjoy it with whatever I want. I did my cardio. Obviously I'm gonna be eating right. Maybe I'll go eat out, but I still will have like the habits, and I'll have the knowledge on how to eat out, without ruining my diet, or, being able to eat out without, having the self-sabotaging mindset of just when you're on a diet and you eat off plan a little bit. Like, let's say you're tracking your calories all week, all day long, whatever, and you decide to go out and eat. You have like this mindset of might as well just eat all my cravings away because I already messed up, and like I have this day to take advantage, and then I have to hop back on Monday. That's why you're still in the same spot. And your mind is like, your mind knows that you could do it. Your mind is always itching for more. Like when you do that, your mind, like right after you do that, you're like, why the fuck did I do that? Like, I know I have it in me. Like, why can't I just stick to this simple, this new lifestyle? It's because part of your old self is still trying to pull you back down. You have to completely just like remove that version of yourself, like what I just said. Like I used to, if let's say I was on track all day, all week, and I decided to go out and eat. Maybe my family invited me, or maybe my family invited me out to their house for dinner, or whatever the case may be. I would just completely give in and, eat, binge eat, overeat, and just ruin my whole progress. I'll probably eat like 5,000 calories in a day over my maintenance, and I'll ruin my whole progress for the week. And I would just always hate myself after doing that, and I would wake up the next day and I'd feel like shit because I'm stuttering so much. I'm sorry. I'm off the caffeine and just straight after work and my brain's kind of scrambled. But I would just wake up the next day hating myself that I did that, and even self-sabotaging myself even more. I would wake up scared to look in the mirror because I knew I would be so bloated, and I knew that I would just not even want to go outside, not even want to take a shower. I just want to lay down, order DoorDash, and just eat my pain away. I would use food I'd use it as a crutch. I'd use it as comfort. I use it as my, my outlet to escape things. And that's why I grew up obese. That's why I grew up overweight. I had no guidance from anybody. So I knew drugs were bad. I knew alcohol was bad. I knew, doing bad shit was bad. But food was always like that thing that it was like, okay, this is not a drug. I thought it wasn't a drug. I thought it wasn't I thought it wasn't going to be, bad for me. But too much of one thing can be bad. Too much of a good thing can be bad. And, I thought food was the answer for me, but it just made me, be fat ever since I was a little kid. I was 270 pounds when I was like 14, 15, 16. And, I had like this little canon event. I had a bunch of things leading up to me wanting to make the change. Ultimate, like, it was just like being bullied, being, low. I just felt like invisible. I pretty much felt invisible everywhere I went. I felt like the filler character in a movie. I just felt like the background character in a movie. And I was sick of being mistreated. It was just a combination of things. And this, my Canon event, which is just pretty much, you know, it was like the last thing that happened, the thing that happened while you were on your last straw. And it just caused you to just completely say, okay, it just kind of flips a switch in your head and being like, okay, I can't live like this anymore. I just got rejected and I got let off easy, pretty much. This girl told me that she didn't want a boyfriend. Next week shows up and she had a boyfriend. It's just because I was fat, and I just had to realize that, and I was like, okay, like I don't give a fuck anymore. But it's just, I'm just telling you what my reason was. And the reason that you haven't locked in, you haven't actually, you know, attempted to change your life for the better, for the good, is because you just don't want it bad enough. You haven't went through enough shit to be like, okay, can't live like this. I love myself too much to let people treat me like this, to treat myself like this. Self-love is not accepting your obese, you know, your fat body. Self-love is, and obviously accept yourself and love yourself, but self-love is the act of bettering yourself. And why would you want to be obese, overweight, you know, have health complications, and, you know, just have an overall lower quality of life? Like, bro, I would never wear these shirts right here. I would always be wearing hoodies in the summer. You know, I just walk to the gym with this shirt off, and I would never be able to do that because I earned it. I earned the right to, you know, be confident in order to be myself. And it's just like, you get to a point where you get sick of binge eating. You get sick of, you know, self-sabotaging yourself. You have to grow this new mindset. It's kind of hard. It's like a whole paradox shift. It's like, I can't even explain to you, but there's a whole other side of what you're going through right now. You just have to lean in a little bit, and you have to be okay with letting the old version of yourself go. You have to just let your mind, let your body take you where it wants to go. And if it's itching for more, you have to scratch that itch for your brain. And I promise you, it's gonna feel so much better than, you know, overeating and just using food as a comfort, and, you know, hiding from your problems, running from your problems. And I promise like, the grass is greener on the other side. As cliche as it sounds, as corny as it sounds, as cheesy as it sounds, like, there's a whole other world for you. And I'm not saying I'm the most jacked. I'm not saying I'm the most, like, you know, in shape guy, but this is all a fat man could ever ask for, is just looking fit, looking like they work out, having abs, you know, having bicep veins. That's all I dreamt about. That's all I dreamt about when, you know, I was fat. I would always just watch my favorite fitness influencers and be like, okay, I'm gonna be like this one day. I would tell my best friend every time we'd go on a walk, like, here and there at night, and I'd show him every day when I'd be fat. I'd be like, I'm gonna look like this one day. I'm gonna be like this. And obviously, I'm not saying I look like a fitness influencer, but, like, I got damn near close, like, for me, like. And that's the thing, you can't be comparing yourself to other, what I learned is you can't be comparing yourself to other people, because most of the people that you see online that are in the fitness space are probably on something. It's pretty rare that they're not, you know, on something to help them look amazing. But yeah, just lean in, let the old version of yourself go. I promise you that overeating, you know, being lean and being healthy, and, you know, just taking care of your body tastes way better than, you know, any food. It tastes better. It feels better than, you know, binging. It feels better than, you know, having that quick dopamine hit of fast food or sugar or whatever it is that you indulge in. I promise you, when you start switching to whole foods and, you know, clean foods, and, you know, food that actually nourishes your body, and that's, you know, high protein, it has a bunch of micronutrients, and you're just not focused on being, you know, 100% full to where you're sick all the time, I promise you, it's gonna be for the better. I just want to share my thoughts real quick, but I'll see you next week in the next video.